Hi, it's Lisa Cunha. Welcome to my scrapbook table. It is Sunday afternoon, so it's time for a scrap lift. We are scrap lifting Scrappy Boy Mama, who is Brandy Joe, and she's got these two photos of her adorable boys who made their family out of bristle blocks. I don't know if you remember bristle blocks, but my nephews had them. And I clearly remember bristle blocks. And so she has a white background with some splatter. And then she's got these banner pieces coming out from all around it. And so here's what I am thinking. Oh, and for Scraptember, today is something you've been hoarding. And this worked out because I have had this Forward with Faith from Echo Park and some illustrated faith papers for a long time. And I have done a few things with them, but not a lot. And I bought these. One I bought at Tuesday morning before they went out of business. And then this is some cardstock and some other black and white things that go with it. The black and white papers are part of something my daughter bought me. And then there's an extra whole thing of the collection, not even, oh, maybe it was opened once and I used some stickers. So anyway, that is what I'm going to play with. Also, some of these pieces match, but it's from a 6x8 that my daughter gave me for my birthday a couple of years ago. So I have two pictures from an event we were at in Tennessee last month. And I can't show you the second one right now because I haven't covered up the kids' faces yet. But I will do that shortly. And so I have two 3x4s just like Brandy Joe does. And I think I am only going to use the strips coming out the sides and go from there. So I will be back in just a couple of minutes and we'll see what happens with this. Okay, take two. Let's see if this one works. So I've matted my photos in black and I went through the cardstock and scrap pieces that I had put away with this material and I came across this beautiful turquoise aqua color, but it's textured and I don't think you'll be able to see it on the screen, but in real life the texture is just beautiful. It's kind of a diamond sort of thing and I just really liked it, and I decided that was going to be the center of my layout and that I wanted to use this piece of acetate with black polka dots to represent the splatter that Brandy Joe had in her layout. And so what I decided to do, that blue paper was already inked in black. I must have been going to use it for something and then changed my mind. So it already had the inking on the edges. So I inked the edges of these papers that are going to be my banner pieces. And I don't have you watch all of that because it's pretty repetitive. But I did get them all inked and all notched. And then I couldn't decide if I want the black and white or the black polka dots over the white edges or over the center column. And so what I did, I set it up as if it were on the outside edges and then I set it up as if it were in the center. And after I did that, I turned the recording off on my phone and I looked at it both ways so I could see them one right after the other, and I decided I liked the polka dots on the edges much better. So I just cut that strip in half and tucked it under the edges of the blue paper so that the adhesive doesn't show, since that is clear acetate. And now I'm just tucking 3 of these banners in on each side. I did not want them all the same length, so some get tucked in further than others. And I just hoped they were straight. I didn't use my ruler, though the little polka dots are kind of in line, so that does help too. And of course I had made them too long, but it worked out just right. So now the banner pieces are all done, and I need to think about embellishment. What am I going to use? And I have lots of great things here to use. I have cut apart cards, and I decide to fussy cut this heart out. It's not perfect, but I decided not to distress the edges. There was already plenty going on, and the rounded edges were nice enough that I didn't feel like I had to do something else. And I cut this column apart, and I thought I was going to use 3 of these 4, but I end up only using 2 of them. I used the bird and that pink and white one. And I fussed around, I don't know how long. I cut it way out. I mean, a lot of it out. But I fussed and moved things around and moved them back over and over and over again. I wanted the pink one up there, and I wanted the one with the bird toward the bottom. But then it left that gap up there in the center that you see right now. And I was not happy with that. I tried so many things to fill it in. And finally I decided I'm going to make a really large tag and have it run down the center of the center column. So I used the paper that has the crosses on it. I wanted to get that paper on this layout anyway, and I wasn't sure where that was going to happen. So this turned out just right. I made myself a little reinforcer, and I tuck that here, and it gives me a landing place for a few other things. When I was putting some things up there in that gap, they just didn't seem right, and I don't know. I think the tag really solved the problem. And I moved that flower sticker, and I fully intended to put it back on the page, and I don't think I did. Let me look. No, I did not. Maybe I'll make a card with this stuff and put it on there. Okay, so I forgot to put the adhesive on the bottom part of the tag, so there I have to put that on again. And now I had forgotten to ink the edges of the little bird card. It says, God will lift you up, Isaiah 40:31. And I put some little word stickers on the left there. One says, rejoice. One says, always have faith. The other is, be still and know that I am God. I used some black twine to go through the whole of the tag. And so this event was a church event. There were over 4,000 people there. And you could, from 8 in the morning till 8 at night, you could listen to dozens of different speakers. There were lots of things, different things happening for all different ages and interests all day long. And if that weren't good enough, we got to spend a little bit of time with our favorite little girls. And so we just had a really nice little visit with them. And somebody snapped this picture of me and the 3 of us in front of the big sign that they have there at the convention center where we were. So I decided to put God is love across that big tag, and I'm really happy with how that worked out. I put a black butterfly in the bottom right to balance out the black heart diagonal from it, and similarly I put that little tiny pink sticker. It says love is the greatest And that balances out the pink that's at the top right. I just put a few little dimensionals under the butterfly wings. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really glad that you're here. Please check out the links in the description box below. I hope you have a great day, and I hope that you get to scrapbook something for yourself very soon. Bye-bye.